Hello everyone, welcome again, and in this tutorial I'm going to continue the Jdbc tutorial, and in Jdbc tutorial we will see how to insert data in database by using Jsp and Servlet and all that things. But a different task is that we have three different forms or three different page, and we have to submit that complete data of that three page in a single table. We will use only single table and we will insert the data. Sometimes you the different types of registration pages are there, the step 1, step 2 and step 3, and when you follow that all the steps, and after that the finally page come for submit data. When you submit on that button, when you click on that button, then complete data of all three pages are submitted in a single table. So how to perform this type of task? So you can also come here in code one and check the complete code, and you can copy here from copy from here also. So here is a page 1 and page 2 and page 3. These are the JSP pages, simple HTML form. In a first form, in our first page, there is information about the name, and there is a 2 input box for name and last name, and here 2 for email and mobile number, and here is a 2 address and zip. Okay, so I'm going to show you first a demo how it will work. So I'm going to run it. So for developing I'm using that STS tool. It's similar to Eclipse, but it's more advanced than Eclipse. So you can also use a specialist. It's used to develop a Spring application. So I'm going to run it on Tomcat server. If you watched my previous videos, you can understand how that configure to be made by me, and you can also configure it your machine. So just wait for output. Okay, like there is a first page, and when user insert a name like demo and last name demo, and when click user next, it will redirect on the second page. So email is demo@gmail.com, or mobile number is 123456789. Click on next, then address like XYZ city, and zip code is 34567 something. And when user click on submit, the testing data is inserted. So just check the output on table. So for database I'm using as well as MySQL database, and in MySQL database that workbench for a user interface. So I'm going to run that query. It's my database MyDB, and there is a table user profile. In this user profile there are different columns are there for name, last name, email, address and zip. So finally I'm going to run it. So you can see the output here is demo and demo@gmail city and all the things. So how to perform the task, I'm going to show you from starting. And first of all, create a new project and your Spring tool, STS tool. So search for a dynamic web project. So I'm going to search for a dynamic web project. So demo, insert data from you can say like demo insert data something. Okay, finish. As I finish, a demo project is created by me by that ID. It's very advanced, so I'm creating some JSP pages. Like first page, sorry, it was HTML, so I want to create the JSP page. So create JSP page. It's page 1 and insert finish. Similarly, second page, Jsp page 2, and one more page, required page 3. Okay, now I need a servlet, so I'm going to create a servlet here. Servlet name will be insert data. Okay, so I'm going to just copy paste the code for your for saving time. So I will explain you how it will work. In this page I just create a form, and the action of that form will be on page 2.jsp. It will redirect the complete text of that the name and last name on that page 2, and by method is post. So it will use the post method, and first input field will be name and last name, second input field will be that last name. So let's come on a second page. So I'm going to create a second page. So there will be my second page form. There is a two input field. First is the email and second one is a mobile number, and it will action is goes on page 3.jsp, and the method will be post. Okay, we will use session. I will show you practically how it will session work in JSP. And the third thing is form third. So let's copy this and paste here in form third. Okay, okay, so this data is goes in as page 2. So I'm going to catch the data here. So for catching the data in a second form, I'm going to use here something like I'm going to write some Java code here. So first name will be a string name, and request dot get parameter name. So by this we can store this name and this variable name. Similarly, I want to store the second name also, and second name is last name. So remember, this name and this name, inside the name tag, and match with the get parameter last name. So it will be my last name, and here I'm going to create some session. So create a session, and name equals to session dot set attribute, and a string will be name, and I need to pass name here. So this is the way how to create session in JSP page, and not servlet page, only in JSP page. Just to use the session object and dot set attribute, the name of the session by which you are going to access in the next page or somewhere in this application, and this is the object which we are going to pass in that session. So I'm going to create one more session dot set to, and it will be my last name, and I need to pass here my object, this object. So I'm going to just copy paste last name. Okay, now I created a session, and now in this page I have a 4 field. First is a name, second one is a last name, and third one is a email and mobile. So in page 3 I'm going to create that same session here also. So in page 3, before form, inside the body, I'm creating a scriptlet tag. In this tag I'm going to write my Java code. So it's to name. Okay, so string name, I don't want name, that will be email, it will be email address like this email, and this mobile number. So it will be mobile, and here also I need to pass mobile, here I need to pass email, and Again, I'm creating it two session, like one for email, the other one is for mobile. So the object name is also email and the other one is mobile. There is an error. We'll say just wait session dot set attribute and email and pass email here. I think it's done, and the second session will be mobile, and I need to pass here mobile. Okay, so now in this page I have information like four information: address, zip, and email, mobile, and I already create a session for that name and last name, and there is a session for site address for email and mobile. Finally, I need to write the JDBC code, all the things on that servlet. So finally the third page is redirect on the insert data.servlet page, so which is this. So I just need to write this. I'm not going to call this. Okay, okay. So here in how to create a database connection. So just to use a class.phone name, and I'm going to just copy paste for you, so it will save my time on this page. It will be from here. I think this one is enough. So I have to write that code inside that post method, because I am going to use here a post method. So when it will call this post method, so it will look for that code. Okay. Oh, it's not copy, I think. So copy, and then it pass here. Okay, this is the code. So this is the in here Jsp pages I show you how to set a session, and this is the way by which you can retrieve the value from session. So as a HTTP session, create an object of HTTP session to request.get session, and session name equals to, you have to do typecasting session.get attribute the name which will be created in a session page 2, and finally we get that name, and this is string, and last name and email and mobile similarly. So there's some output, some error is there, out.println. so just we need to write print writer out equals to response.getPrintWriter, response.getWriter. Right. So now it will be okay. Okay, so finally we have values here, name, last name, email and mobile, and directly address and zip we can take by the request.get parameter already. So now we have all values are there, like all 6 values. It means all the values of 3 form the page 1, page 2 and page 3. Now the final task is that to create a JDBC connection. So for JDBC connection, just type class.phone name. Inside the phone name you need to pass the driver name, the driver class of your database. So my database, I'm using MySQL database, so MySQL database, the class will be com.mysql.jdbc driver, and then you need to create a connection with your database. So I'm using the driver manager.get connection method, so it will return a connection of connection type. This is the also class. So here will be 3 parameter in a first parameter, and in a first parameter I need to pass the URL of my database. So my database name is mydb, and the password is root, and username also root, and finally I create a statement, and then finally I execute query. So query will be, my query will be like insert into user profile and all the details, you know, if you know the MySQL and SQL, how to pass the query in that. So this is a way where you can pass. And finally, if the data is inserted successfully, and the message will be displayed on the screen, data is inserted. Okay, one more thing you need to do, you need to pass a library file for JDBC connection. So just right click on this project and go on a property and click on the Java build path. Inside that library menu, you need to add external jar. So just click on external jar, and you can download this jar from internet. So the name will be MySQL jar 5.1 or something. So just import it and apply and close. So I think everything is done. It's now time to test the application. So just right click on the application and just run, and yeah, save. Yes. So choose your server. So I'm using Tomcat server. So finally I'm going to go. So every time when you update in your servlet, you have to restart your server. So I'm going to restart my server again, and finally I want to check my output. So I'm going to pass John, and last name is John2, and next. So there is an error, and wait a second, I'm going to solve that error and I will back. Okay, so finally what will be the error? So when I use that page, so there will be P is capital, so it will create a problem. So calling page 1 to page 1 to page 1 to page 2. So just I change the P in a small letter, and now it's work fine. And the other thing is that when you import, one more thing I'm going to show you, it will create problem for you, I think. So after that I'm going to change that capital P in a small p, and then I'm going to run it again, and yeah, restart server. Yeah, I'm going to write some demo data, click on next, email, mobile, and something, address and zip code. So demo insert data, it's my servlet, and it's going to give me an error. The error is like com.mysql jdbc driver class not found. It means the driver class is not found by the compiler. So what you do need, just go in your library, and that it's that mysql.connector.java file. This file we imported by using that right click on that property. Just copy that file and copy this file, that paste this file in this library folder, because compiler going to look it in your bebinf liv folder, library folder. So now I think it will work for me. So go from start and create a demo John, and John, and click on next. John@gmail.com, mobile number, next, address XYZ city, and zip is 23465 something. As I click on submit, you can see the message here, data is submitted. So let's check the database, and still there is this data, and I'm going to run this. There is a data is entry number 5th, John. So by this way you can insert the data in your database, the multi-form data in a single table. So this was the way by you can insert the different form data in a single table. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and share with your friends which really getting a problem to create a connectivity with database. And there are some more videos I uploaded previously for inserting data, how to insert data and how to delete data. And just have a look for that if you get any problem to connect that JDBC and for your Java. Thank you.